All right, we're live.
Oh yeah.
All right. So this is our weekly live show where we do our predictions for the week. So basically, we're going to go all the way through the entire NFL schedule for the week, and we're going to tell you who we think is going to win, who we think is going to lose. We're coming at you on a Wednesday because Thomas is going to be going to the Browns Broncos game tomorrow night. So obviously we can't do it tomorrow night. So sorry if anybody's out there who watches this and was expecting it to be on a Thursday. It turns out it's on a Wednesday. I probably should have announced that, but sorry, we'll do better next time.
Surprise, anyway, people! Or on Thursday, or it's a Wednesday. I can't get my days right. I can't get my days right. We just pump out these episodes.
Normally, this happens on Thursday during the Thursday night game, but today we're doing it on Wednesday because Thomas is not going to be available tomorrow. So
sorry, guys. I'll be at the football game, having a good time.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Based on the way your demeanor was on the podcast, it didn't sound like you were expecting to have a good time.
It's because Case Keenum, man.
I mean, you know what?
Look
Case
at that.
Keenum has won plenty of games in his career. I mean, he's a clear downgrade from Baker Mayfield, but I think the Browns can still win with him.
Probably
now without, for me. Well, you know what? If people want some analysis, they can go to and watch the podcast, or maybe they can wait for us to break down the Browns and Broncos game. So I don't want to get too much into that right now.
No, we'll get to it.
I will say, for me, the biggest injury for this game that I'm worried about is Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. I am more worried about that than I am Baker Mayfield. That's not gonna lie.
We'll get to it.
Yep.
We'll get to it.
All right. So let's go ahead and start these predictions. We're going to start with the New York Jets going to New England to play the Patriots in Foxborough.
New York Jets to play New England Patriots in Foxborough. Zach Wilson versus Mac Jones, two rookie quarterbacks. Patriots.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the Patriots here too. Like you said, Zach Wilson's a rookie quarterback, and Bill Belichick knows how to make rookie quarterbacks squirm.
Yep.
Even if the Patriots are not the same powerhouse they used to be, it's still Bill Belichick, and he still knows how to make rookie quarterbacks squirm. And the Jets have just been awful lately. It's like, they moved on from Adam Gase, and that didn't really fix a whole lot. Like, Robert Saleh is obviously has much higher potential than Adam Gase ever had. But at the same time, don't forget Adam Gase made the Dolphins the Dolphins were doing close to respectable with Adam Gase. So it's like, the Jets, Adam Gase needed to go. He was a terrible head coach, but getting rid of Adam Gase does not solve all your problems. And I think that's what the Jets are discovering now, right now. And now I will say, don't forget that the Cincinnati Bengals only won 2 games in their first season when Zach Taylor came to town. And, now they're looking pretty good. So, I don't think it's time to say Robert Saleh is obviously not a good coach, or they're not, this new era is not going to work. You got to give it time. Right now, he's still working with Adam Gase's team. But I don't think that they're obviously not there yet. The Patriots are clearly not where they need to be at the moment, but they're okay. They're like, I'd say, near average. They're a below average team, but they're near the average halfway point of where an NFL team wants to be. And honestly, they would look like it. They'd be 3-3 right now if they just finished off the Cowboys. So I'm gonna go with the Patriots here too. The Jets are just a bad football team, and the Patriots are at least an okay football team, so they should win.
Okay. Just pulling up these schedule. I'm just pulling these games right now, just trying to figure out where I want to make my big upset of the week.
All right. So next we got the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to Tennessee to play the Titans.
See, this is gonna be fun.
An interesting game
because the Chiefs haven't really been Chiefs.
Right. The Chiefs have really been a lot more like the Titans lately. Like, I mean, really, I would argue that these two teams are going in like the two teams playing in this game are kind of very similar teams. It's like last week when we talked about the Steelers and Seahawks. It's like this is basically the same team. The difference is, like the Steelers have TJ Watt, but the Seahawks have DK Metcalf. So, I mean, like, there's a couple of key differences, but it's basically the same team you're looking at here. And honestly, it's kind of that way with the Titans and the Chiefs. I mean, like, obviously the Chiefs have nobody like Derrick Henry, but the Titans have nobody like Patrick Mahomes. So just fundamentally down to who these teams are, they're in very similar places right now. And you did not expect that with the Chiefs.
I think the Chiefs are going to win because at the end of the day, the Chiefs are the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Titans look good against the Bills. Like, they're really good against the Bills. Like, Derrick Henry did his thing. But give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, the way the Titans played the Bills last week, because it's the Titans, almost kind of makes me think that they're going to fall short in this one. But I right now I think the Titans are a more complete team than Chiefs are right now. I think the Chiefs will get there. I don't think they're there right now, and so I think Derrick Henry is going to go off against this Chiefs defense that's just been struggling.
Last season left.
I'll take the home team. I'll take the Tennessee Titans.
All right, let's go. Let's do it. All right, I love it. I love it. We already got controversy on Battle of Ohio predictions. Who we got next?
Next, we've got the absolute game of the week. I mean, I don't know about you, Thomas. This is a game I'm going to be watching. Like, I mean, this is the best game I think we'll see all season. You've got the former NFC champion Atlanta Falcons going to Miami to play the Dolphins. I mean, we're talking about primetime television right here.
Look, man. See, you always do this. You go first in this one since you want to hype this game all up and stuff.
Yeah, let me tell you how much I'm excited to watch this game. I'm not gonna watch this game actually.
I don't think that I gotta be. I don't plan to watch this game at all. I don't plan to even think about watching this game.
I don't know what time they play. I don't have the information.
They play at the same time the Ravens and the Bengals play, so we're not gonna watch it.
What's it? Is it 1:00?
Yep.
Okay, well then, yeah, obviously I'm not going to watch it. Okay, so well, I don't know. Maybe if the Bengals-Ravens game ends early and like all the other games end early, and that's the only thing on, maybe I might catch the end. But even then, maybe I don't know. I'm going to go with the Falcons here. I'm not going to lie. I think the Falcons, as they've looked really bad this season, but I think they're better than the way they've been playing for the most part. So, I mean, they're coming off their bye week. And, I mean, they are going to Miami, but at the same time, it's like, they're going from Atlanta to Miami. It's not a very far distance. It's like, essentially, at least as far as, NFL distances can get, it's basically right down the street.
Yeah.
So you've got a Falcons team that, I mean, they beat the Jets, and I'd put the Jets and the Dolphins kind of in the same category right now, to be honest with you. I mean, this is a Falcons team. They've been mostly, when they've been winning, it's been against the bad teams, and they did lose to Washington, but but for the most part, they've been beating the bad teams. Who did they play week 1? Was it the Eagles? I think it was the Eagles. They played the Eagles week 1. But for the most part, the Falcons, I think, are just a better football team right now than the Miami Dolphins. I think they're I like Arthur Smith more than I like Brian Flores as a coach. I definitely like Matt Ryan more than I like Tua Tagovailoa. Unless you just magically hear about a Deshaun Watson trade sometime in the next couple hours, I don't see any reason why the Dolphins would win this game. So I'm going to take the Falcons.
I'm also going with the Falcons.
Okay.
No brainer here.
And yet you wanted me to go first.
Well, I just want to hear what you had to say about it because man, you're the one who up here hyping the game up and stuff. Sometimes you got to go first, but
pure and utter sarcasm, Thomas. I was completely joking. I have no intention of even thinking about this game next week.
I already forgot about it.
The only reason I will think about this game, I'll briefly think about it for the sake of the power rankings because it might shift some things that are going on at the bottom, and then I might think about it again if the Dolphins win, and then we have to come on, the predictions recap on Monday, and then we have to talk about what happened in this game, and that's going to be a chore because then we're going to have to look at this game, but hopefully the Falcons win and we can just mostly ignore this game.
I don't know what game we talk about anymore. I lost track.
I don't know. I forgot.
Yeah, I told you I forgot about it a long time ago.
All right, well, let's move on then. So the next game we got is the Philadelphia Eagles going to Las Vegas to play the not dead yet Raiders.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. But I think the Raiders played a very inspirational game. And, I wanted to pick the Raiders last week, but then you were like, no, Thomas. The Raiders just lost their coach. No, Thomas. The Raiders are going to lose to the Broncos. No, Thomas. The Raiders won't be able to do this. You know, Kyle, I respect that opinion. And I'm going to go with the Broncos. And I regret that decision. And I regret your opinion, Kyle. But you know what? This week I want to pick against the Raiders. I'm going with the Eagles.
You're going with the Eagles? Okay.
I'm making my big upset of the week. My big upset of the week. Give me the Eagles over the Raiders.
Yeah, I think that does count because the Raiders have been the Raiders are 4-2 right now. The Eagles are a very bad football team, so I mean it's kind of hard to say it's a big upset because the Raiders still are on an interim coach, but at the same time, this is a very talented football team, and so I think it would be a bit of an upset for the Eagles, who are not a very talented football team, to beat the Raiders in Las Vegas, which is all the way across the country, which is exactly why I'm taking the Raiders in this game. Because I don't believe in the Eagles. I don't believe in Nick Sirianni. I don't believe in I believe sort of in Jalen Hurts, but not in the current system. I don't believe in anything that's going on there in Philadelphia right now. And I don't necessarily believe in a lot that's going on in Las Vegas, but I think they're better than the Eagles.
Yeah, they probably are better than the Eagles. But give it a big upset.
Okay. All right. See, Thomas, this is why there's been quite a few times on this podcast where I've been like, well, "Nah, just stick with your conviction, dude. Like, don't let me talk you out of it. This is why you should do that. Don't let me talk you out of your pick."
Give me the Eagles.
You would have beat me. All right. So next we got the Houston Texans going to Arizona to play the Cardinals.
Cardinals next game.
Wow, that was easy. Okay, so
what do you want me to say?
There's not
about
much
the Texans.
To say. You've got the best team in football right now going up against a bottom 3 team in football right now. A team that I did actually have at the bottom of my power rankings until the Lions decided to lion all over the Bengals.
Yeah, the Lions lioned all over the Lions.
Oh my god, that was that was fun for me to watch because I'm a Bengals fan. Although I don't know, Thomas, did you see the tweet I sent out where I punched a hole in my wall because I was really frustrated with the way the Bengals were playing in the first quarter?
I'll be honest.
What?
I can't wait till we play the Lions.
Who, the Browns?
Yeah. I think I might go to Detroit that game. I think I might go to Detroit that game. Go to Detroit.
I really wish I would have gone to Detroit for the Bengals game.
See my cousins. See that nice little stadium. They got a nice little stadium, Forest Stadium.
They do have a nice stadium. But so Thomas, you're taking the Cardinals. I'm taking the Cardinals. The Texans are a bad team. That's just all there really is to it.
Yep.
So let's see.
You suck, Texas.
They're pretty bad. Next up, we got the San Francisco 49ers hosting the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, this one's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, Carson Wentz haven't really been playing that bad, for real.
Okay, but in the same idea that like Geno Smith hasn't been playing that bad, because the thing is, like Carson Wentz has not been playing that bad except when it matters.
That's true.
When it matters, he's been choking.
Who's on? That's a Sunday night game, right? Let's see.
I believe so. Yeah.
The Colts did just beat the Texans. Well, they are the Texans. Let's see. That is, yeah, you're right. It's a Sunday night game. Is at San Francisco. Oh, the 49ers this game. 49ers. The 49ers what? Come off a bye, right? Yeah, give me the 49ers for sure then. Yeah, give me the 49ers.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're taking the 49ers.
Cause they all right. So for one, they're coming off a bye.
Yep.
For two, I mean, like, that coach. I mean, like you said, Carson Wentz is good, but only when it doesn't matter. I mean, he did have 400 yards against the Ravens, but still, he still lost. So give me the 49ers.
Right. So I don't know, man. I've been seeing a lot of fight out of the Colts lately. I don't know. I think the Colts are due for another win. They're 2-4 right now. They're trying to like have some sort of semblance of saving their season. I think the 49ers are also not really they're a well-coached team, but beyond that, I don't think the 49ers are a very good football team. I think they have potential to be a good football team. I think Kyle Shanahan gets the most out of them, but I think they're really talent deficient in certain areas. Now, I mean, this isn't San Francisco, but I'm going to go with my gut on this one. My gut's telling me that the Colts are going to find their way to win this week when they really should have been getting wins recently. I'm going to go with the Colts.
Okay, I like that.
All right, so next we got the Washington football team going up against the Green Bay Packers.
Packers.
Okay,
yeah. This is going to be one of those games where Aaron Rodgers is going to go like, "Hey, team, I'm your daddy."
That's basically what he's going to do. The Washington football team has not been playing the kind of defense I think a lot of us expected them to play this year. And Taylor Heineke isn't going to beat Aaron Rodgers. So
he's going to be like, hey, football team, name your team after me because I own y'all.
And they sure the hell ain't going to do it in Lambeau. So I mean, like I don't this one I would be shocked, like absolutely crazy shocked to see the Washington football team win this game.
Yeah, they won't. I mean, they might NFL any given Sunday. But yeah,
okay,
Packers.
Thomas. Next, you got the Carolina Panthers and New York Giants.
Packers. Oh, sorry. Panthers. I just started Sam Darnold as my quarterback in place of Baker Mayfield. So, give me the Panthers.
Okay.
Plus, I think Sam Darnold hates everything about New York now.
All right. If I made this my big upset of the week, would it count? Do you think it would count, Thomas? Because the Panthers haven't been doing great lately.
Yeah, they haven't been.
All right. Well, this might be a little bit of a cop out, but I'm going to make this one my big upset of the week. I think I think I like Joe Judge a lot more than a lot of other people like Joe Judge. I think Sam Darnold. I mean, he looked a little better last week, but he was still making some pretty big mistakes, and I'm starting to wonder if Sam Darnold was maybe part of the problem with the Jets instead of the other way around. Because a lot of people have been saying, like, oh, well, obviously it was, the Jets' fault, not Sam Darnold's fault. But I'm wondering. See, my only – see, this one's tough, man. Like, the Giants are really banged up. I mean, they're missing Kadarius Toney and Saquon Barkley. So it could be a really difficult one for them. But I don't know. They've also been. I don't know. Maybe I might change my mind. This is. I mean, they beat the Saints. They beat the Saints. They were doing not so bad for the first few weeks, right? I mean, like they played the Washington football team and they played the Atlanta Falcons really close. And they got they got pretty handily beaten by the Broncos, but you know, they played pretty well against the Washington football team. They played pretty well against the Atlanta Falcons. Then they went out and they beat the New Orleans Saints. Then they kind of got their asses handed to them by the Cowboys and Rams, but I don't know. I'm really feeling. I'm not feeling the Panthers. Like I don't know. I feel like the Panthers are kind of due for a wake me up game, and I think this might be it.
Okay.
So especially it being in New Jersey, I think I'm gonna go with the Giants, and this is a Hail Mary type of like big upset of the week pick because the Giants are just not a very good football team.
Okay, I like it.
But I'm calling my shot, man.
All right, I like it. I like that. Okay, good pick.
All right, so next we got the Detroit Lions coming off their obliteration by the hands of your Cincinnati Bengals.
Shout out to y'all.
Yeah, and then going up against the Los Angeles Rams, which are definitely a top 5 team in football right now. So, what do you got, Thomas? This is in Los Angeles, by the way.
Jared Goff trying to get revenge against his old team. He ain't gonna get it. Give me the Rams.
You know what? Look, first of all, I want full disclosure. I'm also picking the Rams, but like, how great would that be if Jared Goff came out and just lit the Rams up? But then again, you also got to think about this. Matthew Stafford's going up against his old team.
Yep.
So, I mean, who's the better quarterback? Matthew Stafford. He's probably going to be the one to get revenge here. But how hilarious would it be for Jared Goff to just absolutely like smoke the Rams defense?
Oh, it'd be great.
That'd be good television right there.
But
I might. I don't know what time this game is at, but if it's not at 1:00, I might tune in at this game just to see what's going on, just for that alone.
Who's playing home?
It's in Los Angeles.
Yeah, there's gonna be a 4:00 then.
Well, there you go. I might tune in for the 4:00 matchup then.
Yeah, but that 4 or 5.
All right. So next we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosting the Chicago Bears.
Oh, that's a fun one. That's a game we probably should have saved for one of our big upsets. That's a tough one actually, because you know what though? Because on the low, the Bears really aren't that bad, man.
No, they're really not. They've had some dysfunction this year, but for the most part, they've overcome it, and they're 3-3 right now, which is much better than where I think a lot of people expected them to be.
And I mean, Justin Fields haven't really played that poorly. He doesn't play that great. I mean, he's playing very mediocre.
He's probably playing, I'd say, overall. Well, I don't know. I think Mac Jones is probably playing the best out of any of the rookie quarterbacks.
But I don't think that he's playing good enough to beat Tom Brady. So I'm going with the Buccaneers.
Yep. I think I'm going to go with the Buccaneers too. I just think I think Justin Fields is still making a lot of rookie mistakes out there. I think Tampa Bay is just a really complete team that's not going to have these kind of stinkers against teams that they really should beat, like the Bears, just from a matchup perspective. Not that the Bears are like one of the bottom teams in the NFL or anything like that, but from a matchup perspective, it's just like the Bears don't match up well against the Buccaneers at all, and it's in Tampa.
Yep.
So, yeah, I got to go with the Buccaneers here.
Yep.
So next, and the last game that we have that's not an AFC North game is we have the New Orleans Saints traveling to Seattle to play the Seahawks on Monday night.
It's actually gonna be a fun one because both of these teams both teams have a lot of problems.
Both these teams have. Well, one team has more problems than the other, though.
Yeah, that's true. Saints.
Okay.
I mean, I know the Seahawks playing home and they always motivating that crowd and everything, but Seahawks lost all my respect when they lost to the Steelers, and I watched them go out and win and make me look like an idiot. But give me the Saints. James Winston all the way.
Yep. Yeah. I'm taking the Saints too, just because the Seahawks are a mess right now. Until Russell Wilson comes back, I have no faith in Geno Smith. I've watched him try to make some sort of comeback 2 weeks in a row, and he's just like he's made you like slightly interested for a minute, and then he like throws the whole thing away with turnover. Like,
yeah,
man, this is the same old Geno Smith that was the starting quarterback for the New York Jets, who was an asshole and somebody that you don't want being the leader of your football team. So, I mean, I'm sure he's probably changed as a person to some extent since then. He might even not be a bad person anymore. I don't know. I don't know who Geno Smith is now today, but I do know that he's not a very good quarterback, and I think that Jameis Winston, who while he has his flaws, is a much better quarterback than Geno Smith. So I'm going to take the Saints on the road. I wouldn't be shocked to see the Seahawks win this game because it's at home, but I think the Saints are the better team.
Yep, I agree. Completely agree.
All right. So next we got the Denver Broncos traveling to Cleveland to play the Browns tomorrow night on Thursday. And we're finally actually getting a Thursday game in on the prediction segment during a normal kind of thing because we're not actually recording on a Thursday. So I'm going to go first on this one because, Thomas, you're the Browns fan, and I want them to hear your prediction second.
All right, go for it.
But I'm going to go first on this one. I think that the Cleveland Browns get business done against the Denver Broncos at home, get themselves to 4-3, kind of get like a little bit of a feel-good kind of situation going that kind of helps them maybe have a chance of saving their season, which all of a sudden at 3-3 isn't looking so good. Now, granted, that's been because y'all have been playing some really tough teams. So here's the thing. Now, I know you don't have Baker. I know you don't have JOK. I know you don't have both of your running backs. But the Broncos are not a good football team. People keep talking about their pass rush, and man, that's something that has been floundering as well in Denver. It's just like this Broncos team has just not lived up to any of the expectations that a lot of people set. And to be completely honest with you, they've got a lot of players who are there who aren't playing because of being banged up too. So I think the Browns, despite all their injuries, can get this game, can get a win column in this game.
I'm gonna agree with you. I just think that Thursday night games is really hard for the away team to win anyway, especially when you got to travel such a far distance. Especially when you talk about a quarterback like Teddy Bridgewater.
Right.
For me, the key for this game is the defense got to get their stuff together. As long as the defense get everything together, as long as the defense play hard, the Browns should win. Honestly, I want to see what Odell Beckham does tomorrow. I think that we talked about him being a distraction. The last podcast, I think that he's gonna have a game tomorrow because he is the offense tomorrow. Demetri Felton and our backup running backs, John Kelly is gonna be there. DeAndre, why am I blanking on his name? But anyway, yeah, we have running backs. Our running game is gonna be good, even though we don't have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. We still got some good running backs in there.
You're talking about Dearness Johnson?
Yeah, Dearness Johnson. That's who it is. Pick him up on your fantasy team because he got a big game coming. He's very excited about playing tomorrow. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. I think Case Keenum can have one good game, or 2 or 3 good games. But I think he can play good against a bad team. I think he's gonna want revenge against the Broncos. So give me Case Keenum. Give me the Browns.
All right. So next and last game actually that we have to talk about is
the Steelers gonna play this week.
Huh?
The Steelers don't play this week?
Nope. The teams on bye this week are the Pittsburgh Steelers, Jacksonville Jaguars, Buffalo Bills, Los Angeles Chargers, Minnesota Vikings, and Dallas Cowboys.
Well, but Pittsburgh. Well, since y'all don't play this week, can I just give you one good old "you suck" Pittsburgh? Okay, let's go.
That they do. By the way, if any of y'all want to hear me go on an epic rant about Steelers fans, tune into the podcast that's coming out in a couple days. Because at the very end, I explain exactly why I don't like the Steelers and their fans, and it's not just because they win and they're good. I promise you. So anyway, one last game to talk about on the schedule this week, and it's a little bit of a shorter episode than normal, partially because we're not distracted by the Thursday night game that's going on, and partially because there's just less games to talk about because you have 6 teams on bye. But anyway, this week, the game that a lot of people are talking about as the game of the week, and a game that a lot of people were talking about potentially being flexed into a primetime spot because of the importance of the game and just the fact that you got San Francisco and Indianapolis as the primetime game, and who really wants to watch that? But you got the Cincinnati Bengals going to Baltimore to play the Baltimore Ravens. Whoever wins this game will be in sole possession of the AFC North and the number 1 seed in the AFC. So high stakes. Ravens win, and they're, most likely, I mean, everybody's like, yeah, the Ravens, best team in the AFC, and, really confirming for them. Bengals win, everybody's going to start talking about the Bengals. So, I mean, stakes are high, not just as far as like what you can win, but also the amount of respect you can get for winning this game. So, Thomas, give me your prediction.
I'm going with the Bengals. I think Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow gets it done.
All right.
I think they get it done.
All right. So for anybody who didn't know, I went on Around the Block's Double Overtime podcast to preview this game, the Bengals and Ravens game. It's their game of the week segment. The game that they feel is the most exciting one, the one that everybody should be paying attention to. They're saying it's the Bengals and Ravens. And so at the end of it, me, Brennan, Mary, and his name's Thomas, the head contributor for Ravens Around the Block. His name's Thomas. So the 4 of us all made our picks for this game after previewing it. And I'm going to make the same pick here that I made there. And I am picking the Baltimore Ravens to win this game.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Ooh, you are way better analyst than I am.
Bengals fans, close your ears. I absolutely think the Bengals could win this game. I'd be happy, so happy to come on to the live recap for all this next week and have to explain why did I think that Thomas, you were so right, why didn't I pick the Bengals? I would love to have that conversation, and I do think that most likely later on in the season when the Ravens come to Cincinnati, I think the Bengals could win that game, and I think it's going to be a really big game. But this game, I'm not entirely sure the Bengals are quite there yet. I mean, we saw them get off to like an initially fast but mostly slow start against the Lions on offense. Once they figured it out, they started dominating the Lions, but that's been the story this season, right? It's like the Bengals get off to these slow starts. Once they figure out their opponent, then they start doing well, and that's when they start winning these games. But it's these slow starts that have just been, kind of the story of the season. And I just don't know if you can do that against Lamar Jackson. I think the Bengals are still kind of figuring out who they are, and the Ravens already know who they are. So, I mean, if the Bengals can manage the run, if the Bengals can take advantage of the mistakes Lamar Jackson makes, then yeah, the Bengals could win this game. But if I'm putting money down, if I'm thinking what's the most likely outcome here, I think the most likely outcome is probably the Ravens winning this game.
Okay, I love it. I love it. All right. Now, anybody else hyped for this week of football? I am.
I'm insanely hyped, and I'm personally really hyped to watch this Bengals game because, like I said, even though I don't like expect the Bengals to win this game, I totally think they could, and I'm hyped as hell to see what they do. Do they rise up to the challenge? Because I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. I'm some Bengals fan who started a podcast, and I mean like I've been kind of like a small time beat writer since like 2016, but that doesn't mean that I'd know anything. I like last time I played football was in middle school. So I mean, like honestly, what do I know? What do I know for real? So but I'm telling you what I think's gonna happen, and that's what I think's gonna happen. But I'm still hyped as hell to watch.
I can't wait for this game now. That's gonna be a fun game.
Gonna be an interesting game to watch. Absolutely. Honestly, I think the Bengals and Browns. No wait, Thursday night. I'm interested to see what happens with this Browns game. I'm going to be watching that. I'm going to be intently seeing what happens because, like, I mean, this game could really define how the Browns season goes. Because I mean, if you don't beat the Broncos, I'm sorry, Thomas, but it's going to be a rough rest of the season. If you do beat the Broncos, I think the Browns can use this motivation, bounce back, start contending again.
Get time to get 10 days off, get time to get healthy and everything.
Yeah, and once players start coming back healthy, Brown season's got a chance again. If you lose to the Broncos, I still think you could bounce back, but it's going to be a lot harder to get that motivation when you had a team that you really should beat, and then
the schedule gets easier, so you got to beat the Broncos. You get Broncos, Steelers, Bengals, who are a tough team. It's going to be a tough team. We play to the Ravens, Patriots. Lions all coming up. So, take care of the team you need to take care of. You'll be fine.
Yep. All right. So I think that's pretty much everything we got for the predictions, guys. We've only been going for 37 minutes because we don't have all these distractions, and we don't have as many games to talk about. So there's that. But I don't know. 37 minutes is probably long enough, huh? Honestly, we should probably, if I had to bet, you know what? If you're listening to this live broadcast, why don't you tell me how long you think the podcast should be? Because I personally think like a minute or an hour and a half, probably a little bit too long for the kind of stuff that we're doing right now. But maybe I'm wrong. So why don't you guys tell me what you think is the ideal length for our podcast? Maybe we start breaking up the podcast. Like the State of the AFC North gets its own video. The Bengals Browns recaps get their own video. The podcast or the Fantasy League gets its own video. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Taking the podcast in that direction and kind of making it like a hybrid YouTube show and podcast. And maybe we could do it that way. Maybe for Spotify and Apple, we'll have the whole podcast as one long thing, but for YouTube, we'll break it up into different segments. Maybe we'll do it like that. I don't know. I've got a few different ideas about how we can, I think, optimize this for user quality and stuff like that. But anyway, guys, thanks for listening. Go check me out at Kyle Phelps 92 on Twitter, Facebook.com/The Phelps. He's at T_star94 on Twitter and Instagram, and the Thomas J Network on YouTube and TikTok. So go check that out, guys. Thanks for listening, and I'll leave y'all with a hooday.
Go Browns.